going on out there, everybody in YouTube land? It's Vlogust 15th. Just got off work and just wanted to get in a quick video. Now, I uploaded a video last night, the Do Vegan Suck video. Fell asleep while it was uploading and forgot to flip it around, so I'm going to fix that real quick right now. That way it's not upside down and you guys aren't watching me upside down. So I'll get that fixed and that'll be posted on there here in a couple minutes. But the video that I wanted to shoot today is actually just some questions that somebody was asking me about running, and rather than answering them over Facebook, I decided to just, answer them on camera basically. So the question is, this is for somebody who's just starting to get back into running basically, and they wanted to know what to do about muscle cramps, endurance, momentum, and reaching your goals. So all good questions here. So we'll cover the muscle cramps first. Not usually something that I have a problem with necessarily. Every now and then my muscle gets a little tight after a run, and that's usually just because I don't stretch or roll it out after the run. So what you're going to want to do to prevent them: stretch before your run. You may want to stop and stretch during your run depending on how long it is. Stretch after your run, and if you have access to a foam roller, go ahead and use that. That actually always seems to work, especially for, I seem to get that problem more for cycling than running, and I have to roll my muscles out after I get done cycling. But foam rollers are great. You can pick them up. They're pretty inexpensive. You can get them just about any sporting goods store nowadays, but I actually used to get mine at like physical therapy places and stuff like that. I found them to be a little cheaper there. So foam roller, stretching, dehydration is a key too. You got to stay hydrated. That can, from what I understand anyway, and again, I've never experienced this myself, but from what I understand, dehydration can cause that. So make sure you're hydrated and don't overwork yourself basically. Keep stretching, keep your muscles warm. So next one would be endurance. Endurance is easy, just takes time. When you're first starting, yeah, your endurance probably isn't going to be that great. I know my first run that I ever did when I started doing this was horrible. It was probably a mile, if that. It was just a little loop around my neighborhood that I was living in at the time. And at the time I was still smoking cigarettes and so forth, so the runabout killed me basically. It wasn't fun, but gave up the smoking obviously in favor of the running, and over time I slowly did build up my endurance to where now, even like a 6-mile run, which seems like unfathomable to some people, but a 6-mile run is like nothing. It's like a warm-up at this point. So, but it does take time and patience and hard work to get to that point. So basically, yeah, don't overdo it at the start. So you're going to want to just go at a pace that's good for you. Don't try to get in frickin' 30 miles in a week or something like that. Start low and then build up, which we'll kind of cover here in the reaching goals thing. Next topic on this subject here was momentum. Momentum, I guess I don't really know what they mean by this question necessarily, but momentum in general is pretty easy. Well, obviously an object in motion stays in motion. So if you're running, you want to run at a constant speed that you can keep going at for a long period of time. Even if that's slow when you first start, you'll build up your speed later on. But even if you're starting slow and you don't feel like you're working very hard and so forth, that's fine. You'll still build up your endurance and you'll still build up your speed and time. But if you're going at a pace where you can only go for a few minutes and then you have to stop, well, your momentum just stopped, and then it's going to be harder to get back started again. So go at a pace where you can just keep going for your whole run. Even if it's a short run, it doesn't matter, but you don't want to stop in the middle of the run unless you have to stop at, if there's a crosswalk and you have to stop at the stoplight. While you're there, maybe stretch out real quick and then keep going. That way you at least keep your muscles warm and so forth. So that's about it for momentum anyway. Reaching goals. Reaching goals, again, takes patience and takes a lot of hard work. And takes a lot of dedication, but it's not terribly hard to do. So if you're just starting, again, you don't want to try to run, you don't want to be a miracle worker here and try to run, even if you're just starting, even 10 miles a week is probably a lot. So get a couple runs in, maybe take a run, take a rest day, do a run, take a rest day, and just slowly build it up. So you want to increase it by maybe around 5 to 10% per week. So if you're doing, as an example, if you did 10 miles the first week, you'd want to build it up to about 11 miles the next week, and then the next week it would be, you know, 12.1 miles, and then so forth. You just keep building it up slowly, 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 and if you build it up that way, slowly but surely, you're gonna stay away from injuries and so forth like that, as long as you're running at a pace that you can consistently stay at, and that's comfortable for you. So another thing with reaching goals is you do have to get out the door and do it, though. You will try to find excuses not to do it. Believe me, your brain will tell you, no, I don't want to do this today, and it will come up with some kind of excuse. Well, I have this to do. Well, I have this to do. No, maybe I should take another rest day. You got to fight all that, and that's probably the hardest part, is getting that doubt out of your mind and getting that negativity out of your mind. So get out the door, get your run done. You won't regret it. Once you get moving, you'll get, you know, your heart rate going. You'll get your lungs pumping, and then you'll realize why you were out there in the first place, it's to enjoy the run and enjoy the process. So that's about it for reaching goals. Again, it just takes dedication and time. So that's about it. That's all I have to say on here, but if you have any other questions, anything like that, post them in the comments down below. I'll be more than happy to answer them on camera or however you want me to. You can IM me on Facebook. You do whatever you want, and I'll answer whatever questions you have. I am going to go fix some blueberry pancakes for dinner. That's right, breakfast for dinner. So until next time, guys, take care.